25 just
beautiful.
is 25 Bravo. I mean, it's a big deal.
And I have to say hi to Sherry T, who just stopped by the Younger Life studios to pick up some real cool Younger Life. And I have to throw this into the camera thanks to Jackie, our executive producer. She just picked up, we told people, stop by the Healthy Eating Plate YoungerLife.org soiree.
Yeah.
And it's a great magnet. And so to Sherry and the group, and this is how cool it is. She pulled up to the Younger Life studios on a bike. And she'd mentioned the bike stop with Trina and Todd. She picked up her YoungerLife.org little magnet plate thingy, stuck it in her little back, little
little
backpack.
pouch.
Pouch, thank you.
Yeah.
Saying it correctly. And off she goes. But I'll tell you, with this beautiful weather that a lot of us are experiencing in Younger Life, Midwest land, whoa.
I know. I get giddy. I get excited thinking.
Oh, yeah.
We're finally getting there, and it's nice. Again, I love the seasons. I would miss fall's my favorite. So I would really miss fall and winter if we didn't have them. But man, this time of year,
Right
I am
now.
so tired of the cold and the yuck. I want to be able to be out and be out as much as we want.
The gloom.
That's it, the gloom. It's okay. We need that too for a little while, but come on already. Let's bring on some nice days.
I am so with you on that. And, with that positive ray of sunshine and light and stuff like that, it brings out a lot of energy in folks. You know what I mean?
It does. Just this time of year, in general, like we said yesterday, talking about prom season, graduation season, school's getting out,
Oh,
you know what
totally.
I mean? And it's just the excitement is definitely in the air. And God knows that the schools are packed with end of the year activities. You know what I mean? Oh goodness, it's something every day,
I was freaking out because I spoke to my nephew who just recently moved out to Colorado as he's going to
beautiful.
school there to learn how to brew.
Really? That's
yes,
what he's going to school for?
Totally, and it's a cool hip
Wow.
thing. So very detailed with very specific people. My other niece, Raquel, just graduated from Mizzou a couple days ago.
Wow.
So again, this is, and as you were saying,
Is that
so I'm
time
saying
of-
it
yeah.
is so totally
Just
that time of the year. Yeah.
The vibe in the air is good. It's nice.
yeah.
So,
I
and what a
love
great
it.
way to spend your anniversary. So do you guys have any special dinner plans, just the two of you, or is it kind of more laid back than that?
I think today, and we were chatting with our daughters yesterday. With all the hustle and bustle of life going on, we're going to Laguna coming up in July for our family trip. We love Laguna, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach area, California. We love, and so we're going to be going there. So I was saying this to another dear friend of mine, Ed, this morning while we were chatting. We're going to truly celebrate there. Yes, we're going to celebrate together, but I think it's just going to be more. We're going to spend time together, do a
more of
dinner
a laid
together,
back kind of thing.
totally laid back.
Yeah, which is nice.
And you use the old adage, when you've been together for this many years. I did wake my wife up with a giant smile today. I got her what I thought was a picture perfect card. I really, as a guy, some men go to the store and I'm going to be straight out. I went and got one that had a real beautiful message on there that had something to do with me. Basically, thank you for being there for the support. But it was 3 pages. But then I wrote a full page in there.
That's nice. It used to be a running joke between my husband and I. He would always pick very lovely cards,
right?
But he would always write, "The card says it all." For years, I still tease him, like in the very beginning. Okay, that's nice, but
I love that
funny.
though. That's so man. That's a man thing.
It really is,
know.
and it's funny. And he's evolved. He's done very, very well.
The card says it all, and I love you.
And I just that's it. What I mean? That's always what he would say. And so every now and then, when we do have cards for anything, and I open it, and he's actually written anything, I say, the card didn't say it all. It's still kind of a joke, but you gotta love it.
How cute is that on the 25th, on your 50th?
That's
you're
it.
gonna be cute.
I'm gonna be
with
the one
smile,
that
and
says
you're gonna turn and say, you're gonna say that same line.
I know,
so
it's
cool
funny.
Things.
Yeah, it's you grow up together when you marry young. Like you guys did. Like that's exactly what we did too. High school sweethearts.
I wouldn't change it for a thing.
I wouldn't either. You know what? It's
straight
nice.
out. It's just me.
Yeah, it's great. So I hope you guys do have a wonderful day. And,
I appreciate
and
that.
I know you guys are looking forward to vacation for sure.
Thank you. And someone brought this up to me again yesterday, and you actually brought this up to me, and I really think this would be a great adult Younger Life show, how to keep the spark in a marriage flowing and the relationship. I mean, it's not all about the intimacy, but it is on one side.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is, how do you bond as a couple? How do you keep that groove going? How do you come to a happy medium?
We've had a couple meetings about trying to find a well-balanced and tasteful show on that exact topic, because we've actually had a couple listeners request that.
Yes.
And I think that would be a great topic if we can find a good way to do that.
Yes.
So I know that's kind of in the works. I would love to do that. I think it's important and something that truly affects everybody on some level. So
relationship, the mental being part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the psyche part of it, truly. And this is a great example. And I'm going to use your husband, and Jeremy, I love you and you're a great guy and you're a great father. That being said, he has one-upped it. Here's a great little tip from Younger Life. The card says it all. Now he knows. The card says it all on a little nudge from his cute wife. But now he writes a little bit more. That extra step.
That's it.
I knew this morning to place the card right where my wife was getting ready in her bathroom.
See, that's
and
really
she
cute.
goes, "Oh my gosh!" And I just happened to be going crazy, and she was up early doing her little workout. Her final workout or two. And before we make our next change in life, which we'll talk about on another show, but crazy stuff going on.
A lot going on. But I hope you guys have a great anniversary, and 25 years is certainly something to be proud of too. It's not always easy, even no matter what, being in love or not. It's still real life. Life gets nuts, and and through the years, it's very easy to just go, oh, forget it, But
I could tell you firsthand. You throw sickness into that. You throw in death. You throw in job situations. Money is the root of all evil for relationships, from having a ton of it. And I'm not saying that, or in this case,
having to work for it,
but then saying all the money's going for bills, and you're like, oh my gosh. And every couple, by the way, and sets of people are different. I have friends out there that have separate accounts, have done that for their life. Since I was 16 and Norma was 17, 16, we always had a checking account together. My check goes right into that, and she takes care of the bills.
Right.
And you get that baby allowance then, and then some.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your gas money, and here's your your lunch money. But it has to work that way for some couples, and because mortgage and bills.
It really is different for every couple.
It is.
I completely agree. But I think whatever works for you, the key is to keep working at it. And that's why I think that will be a great show. I would love to be able to iron out those details. It's it runs the gamut. So as far as couples.
Can I throw this out there? Maybe we could provide a lunch and do it at Cafe 1007 at LaPorte Hospital. Take up the whole area, invite couples, and do a true live on the set stuff, but free form.
That would be great. You know what would be fun?
Seriously,
this is the competitive
you and I
part
would
of
have fun with that.
Let's play the newlywed game, and we will kill you because we are good at that. It's funny.
You're in a thing. What would you name?
When we were dating,
that'd be awesome.
Jeremy and I, he worked at Schwann's Ice Cream, and they always had, they would have company parties. And one of the games that they would play would be the newlywed game. Now, mind you, we were like the young couple. We were dating. We won like all the time. And they always said, it's just because you're dating. Wait till you've been married,
Yeah.
So we joke about it and say, now.
Were there crazy questions, like fun?
Oh, not a little bit there were.
Yeah.
Occasionally
Where
it would
was
be
the first time that I won't go there.
So then maybe not something that would be aired, but that would be a really fun game. We love games in general. So anyway, that's fun and would be a great show. But really, 25 years is definitely something to be celebrated. Congratulations.
Thank
Both of you. It's a big deal. So
appreciate that. It means a lot. So this week, this is really cool. So today you've lined up. Now you've been out and about with the production crew at Younger Life.
Yes.
On some of these big events. We've done stuff together. We've done stuff where, you've gone out, I've gone out. This is really cool. Let's talk about today's show on Younger Life. And Dirt to Delicious, because this is going to be something that I find to be quite epic for workshops and things that are going on this Saturday, the 21st, on the lawn of the LaPorte Hospital in LaPorte, Indiana.
Yes, the Dirt to Delicious. This is, I believe, the second that they've done. So, last year I didn't go, but I heard about it after the fact and how successful it was and how well received. I mean, people loved this. So I think it's really cool this year. I'm going to go. And with the, actually the tech crew, we went to Sasha G. Burns. We went to her organics farm.
That's killer.
Sunkissed Organics. And you know what? It was really cool. You know, she's great. We had her on the show once before talking about when we were talking about indoor gardening in winter. And, you know, she's just such a cool person. And, you know, her take on things, she's so good at it and doesn't even realize she's so good at it, which is what's really cool. She's very relaxed about it, very relatable.
That's a passion and a love right there.
It really is a passion for her. And it's really awesome and it's exciting. So when she invited us to come on out and take a look, I was thrilled to be able to go. And it was a lot of fun. There were I love animals.
So do I.
They had baby chicks and baby ducks, and you know,
no way.
Oh, and I got to hold them, and I even the
Did you
big
take pics?
chickens. Yeah, I didn't personally. There were some pictures.
Your crew was there.
She had 2 hogs too that were so cool, and I loved them, and got to pet them. They're so smart, and it was just cool. And goats, and I love goats. They're one of my favorite animals. They are like a dog. They're very, very smart. Actually, in high school, we had goats, so I loved goats.
In your home?
My parents did.
You
yeah.
did? I did not
took
know
goats
that.
once to fair. My sister still makes fun of me, but I won grand champion once with the goat.
Wait, stop. Wait, we'll talk about Dirt to Delicious. Stop. No one knows this about you. I didn't even know. So did you live on a farm?
No. Well, my parents live in the country.
Okay.
But my mom loves 4-H and loves animals.
Oh, sure,
and so my
sure.
parents had chickens when I was little. And then even for, years into it. But then once, life got crazy and they got rid of the chickens. But my mom wanted to try goats. It just, one of my uncles had goats. And honestly, they are so sweet. They just kept them as pets. They did not keep getting goats. They had.
Did you name your goats?
Yes, we had Baby, and we had Baby was the one that I took, and I'm trying to think of. I think the other goat's name was Squeak. Actually, I was trying to remember.
Right.
Yeah,
That's cool.
They were so sweet, and then there was another one that he actually got attacked by a dog and had to be put down right after they got it. So, but the other ones were just pets. They were just like.
What do goats do? Do they they're just cute and?
Well,
do they make noises?
Yeah, they do.
I don't know what goats.
They're so sweet, and they have the most beautiful eyes.
Yes, they do. I know that.
I think they have the most beautiful eyes. And Sasha's goat is a mother, and she has billy goats too.
Sure.
But in the barn where the chickens are, and ducks, by the way, she has ducks. So there was the mother goat, and then the 2 babies, and her.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I not to interrupt you again.
Yeah.
Goats and billy goats. The goats are like the parentals, and the billy goats are the kids, or what is?
No, billy goats are male, not castrated goats.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So they are kept
I didn't know
separate
that.
because they also, like a lot of male animals, they will spray and
Sure.
their urine is strong. So she keeps them separate, and they're different, but they are very sweet too. Actually, I mean, I got to pet them, and they're beautiful. They're just
Awesome.
gorgeous, but goats are so precious. But so she has a mom and the 2 babies, and her daughters are going to show the babies at fair this year. So I
Really?
said, "Oh, they're so stinking cute too," and
I want to be
very friendly.
I think it'd be really cool if I was like the announcer. And I would say, ladies and gentlemen, former state champion Mary Anthony, now host of Younger Life, in the goat pen or whatever.
Yeah, how funny.
So when you were doing it, how do they judge on a side note? How do they judge it for the way it looks, the way it, because dogs are different, horses are different.
Oh, absolutely.
Chickens are different.
Right. It's the way you show the health of the goat, of
Sure.
course, and then how much you've worked with the goat, like when you're walking them and stuff. And
That's
whatever.
awesome.
It was fun, but I loved being at Sunkissed Organics because getting to hold these, I said, can I hold? I was trying really hard to not push it. She said, we're in this barn. I'm like, can I hold one of those? Can I hold one of those chickens? I've got to get my hands on it. So it was fun. I was,
That's
and they're so
awesome.
cool. And her chickens, they can get out, the big chickens. And so they kind of just roam around, but they're so social and they're so friendly that they have names. And they just kind of follow you around. And I could bend down and say, can I pet one of the big ones? And she said, yeah. And
These are pets. Is that correct?
well, they are, and they do produce eggs.
no,
they
that's
have eggs
great.
and-
Yeah. So they're
and,
not being raised
these are not
to do any
meat.
other things.
These are not meat, right?
Okay, I got it. Thank you for saying
She
that.
said, I asked her, do you, these all have names. Do you eventually slaughter these chickens? And she said, no, these are not meat chickens. She was very funny. I just think she's such a funny
She's
person.
a doll.
She said, we do get meat chickens and we keep them a little while, but we keep them separate in a separate pen. So they aren't with the chickens that all have names. And she said, I try hard to not get attached to them, and they are all named Nugget, which I thought was hilarious. Aww. I thought that was so funny.
That's so cute.
And such a good way to set yourself up prepared. You know, that lifestyle is not for everybody because it is difficult. You do fall in love with some of these animals. And she has ducks that are a rare breed of ducks too, that they're black and white. I've never seen them before. They're beautiful. But, you know, so she takes these, and these are not for slaughter either. These are pets. You know what I mean? So she does keep them different. And, you know, she's just awesome. And we had such a great time checking out the farm. And she did show us what we're going to be doing during Dirt to Delicious. So the whole event is a hands-on interactive gardening event, you know, and it is going to take place on the lawn of LaPorte Hospital this Saturday, May 21st.
Right. And this is free, right?
It's free.
Okay, cool. All the way across the board. Go ahead.
That's it. And it goes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. And so there's going to be, Sasha's going to be there doing demos. And then there's also the mobile library unit's going to be there doing story hour with kids. This is for the whole family.
And this is a piece, too, that we recently produced with Steve Elkins and our crew.
That's it. We had been out to the mobile unit.
Was phenomenal.
And, you know, so we wanted to make sure that we got out to the organics farm. And Sasha shows us kind of what she's going to be walking the people through. You know what I mean? So, and then there's also going to be a segment, too, where it's just literally open forum, question and answer kind of thing about their own gardens, which is amazing.
What I thought was cute, one of the segments is "Let Us Show You," and it's lettuce, Lettuc.
Cool.
And I thought that was cute, you know.
Oh yeah, she already started her own, you know, getting her own garden in at home.
Oh yeah,
it's so cool. She gardens in a way I've never seen before, and she said it's a French form of gardening. And okay, we plant a very small garden, and there's nothing snazzy about it. It's literally run the tiller through. We let the kids. We try to plant. If we keep them in rows, that's good. You know what I mean? So it's very few things.
It's fun-loving family gardening.
And what's cool is she runs a very informal form too, but it is in strips. I'm hoping there's footage of it because it's really cool. I said, I was kind of curious. It was like tilled up and then it was grass and then tilled up and then grass, like in rows, like long rows though. And I said, kind of what's going on here? And she told me that this is a French form of gardening. And that what happens is it actually is more efficient in the fact that, you know, it's for your it's set up for your reach. So you can reach to weed or anything else from either side, get it across it without having to step on it to compact the dirt, which then...
Wow.
I know.
That's a great point.
And what's really cool is she said she does grass in between these so she can use a push mower and buzz it through. The clippings then fall on the garden.
Oh my gosh,
section.
it's brilliant.
She said it helps the grass, helps retain the moisture naturally, like it would from rain, because, you know, she's all organic, so she doesn't use any chemicals or anything.
Phenomenal.
I know. I said, that's so fascinating. And that wasn't even what we were there for. We were literally there to discuss Dirt to Delicious. But goodness, it's so cool. And she had tons of lettuce planted when you brought up lettuce. So.
And I know that they're going to have two as well on that, Mary. I know that they're going to be giving some prize giveaways, some, I guess for lack of a better word, the word pickle was thrown out there and some freebies.
That's what I heard, but, you know, she didn't mention that to me. So.
Yeah, I saw that on the Dirt to Delicious on the Younger Life site.
They were discussing, they were discussing pickling. That's what I heard. How to make pickles and stuff. And so I love that. And I love pickles. I mean, I could eat a jar of pickles a day if they weren't so stinking high.
My wife and my children are like that. I don't mind pickles. I know how. I remember when Norma was pregnant with both of our children, and she would like literally want a giant pickle.
Those big fat pickles.
Yeah,
I could eat them. It makes my mouth water talking about them. It's really weird. I love pickle juice.
Is Jeremy like that?
All my kids and Jeremy like pickles. I don't think any of them. I will crave pickle. I could dump pickles on a plate and just eat them. And you know, one of the worst foods, again, makes my mouth water, is talking about fried pickles. And I know that's terrible for you. You know how they deep fry vegetables?
Right. Well, how would you deep fry that and keep it whole?
They do it. No, it's like either in spears. It's either in spears.
Got it.
Or they can even do it in chips.
I mean, I've heard of it. Oh yeah. Well, that might be the way to go.
Yum. But I mean, I try to stay away from that just because of the deep fried. Right. I don't eat a lot of fried food, honestly. No. I don't. Of course, like fries, but even when I make fries, I bake everything. I don't fry really anything. So
it's good.
Yeah, I don't. But if I'm out and about, and there are times I will say I'm craving a deep fried pickle, or like at a fair or something like that.
Sure.
It's my favorite.
There she goes.
So I was all excited. I was all excited about the pickling aspect too, and this hands-on kind of thing. I mean, she was just really awesome. And she has such an easy way of explaining things. And she's very, when it's me and I'm planting, I feel like I have to be very careful, and I'm so afraid I'm going to ruin something. She isn't. It's just beautiful. She's just like, hey, this is real and it's fine. It's resilient. As long as we're doing what we're supposed to, it's going to be okay.
I love that. I would love to see her French way of gardening because as you said about the lawn and the middle piece, the green clippings going in, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. You are literally using the earth.
Well, and what she does is she said, and then like next year, where she had tilled this year, she will leave grass, and where was grass, she will till. So you're constantly alternating that, which keeps so many of the nutrients in the ground and keeps it healthier, which then obviously in turn, our vegetables and stuff that you're growing they're more nutritious. They have the soil hasn't been stripped or broken down. And she's just so knowledgeable. And I said, what even got you into this? I realized that, her family, she comes from I say a gardening family, and although they've always had gardens, they did flowers when she was a child.
That's cool,
not plants. Not food as much. Right. But she has just really become interested in like the seeds and the heirloom seeds where, when you take the seed out of a tomato or something else, that seed, if the heirloom seed has been preserved, is the same as it was 100 years ago, which is amazing because everything changes.
That was something she brought up on our Younger Life segment that we did here in studio.
Yes.
And I thought that was fascinating just because
it's crazy.
You learn so much. See, this event with Dirt to Delicious on Saturday, I think is going to be not only a wealth of information, but an eye-opener for the youngest to the wisest of years. You know what I mean? And for people like me that would be like, I would love to do it, but I need some help.
Well, and that's why I think that the question and answer segment is really... that will be awesome because you can ask whatever you want to, and she's going to help give you guidance to your direct thing.
We need to get that when you're out there with the production team, because if folks want to go out there, Mary Anthony will be out there on Saturday. But I think it would be great to get that entire question and answer and the segments. Each one of the sessions, just record them all, and we could do it as a 4-part series.
You know what she had another, I don't know if it'll be on the clip that we're getting ready to play or not, so I hate to repeat, but she told me that she's going to be assisting with garden planning, like to plot out your garden. She said sometimes that's very intimidating for people, which it is. And she said, or sometimes you're going to have a garden fail because you're having a small garden, which is fine, but you're trying to cram too many plants in it.
Yes.
And they don't have room to grow and thrive like they should. And so she said, we're going to kind of help with gardening, plotting out of people say, hey, you draw your space and I'll kind of give you some guidance on what will fit there. And I would say like the way the plants, Mary, should be placed in there, like, depth apart, how far down do you dig? These are basic questions. Isn't that
how
cool?
far do you dig? How many times do you water?
I asked her about how she waters her own garden. And she, she's just very resourceful, I think. And I think that's why I'm fascinated by her. We had a great time. And honestly, we took a look around. We did a little bit of filming. We did some picture stuff. And I loved holding the animals and petting the animals. And then we just stood and visited for a while because she's so engaging. And I just find her fascinating. I
remember her telling us about, where she lives in her farm. Is there a lot of land there? Does she utilize her land?
They've actually only been in their current location. They recently have moved, speaking of moving. So the best way to contact her, she does give information too. Right now, I would say contact her on Facebook. Okay. But where she currently is, she's on like 8 acres.
That's awesome.
But it's funny is it doesn't appear that way. Oh, when I was going there, I missed it. And I called her and said, I actually pulled into a farm. I think I'm scaring. I'm afraid I'm going to scare this old man. This very sweet old man working on a tractor was staring at me from inside a barn. And I thought, I think I'm in the wrong spot.
You're in the wrong place.
So I turned around. I turned around and I called her and she said, oh, you passed it. And so I was intrigued because I thought, how in the world did I pass it? Because I knew that it was on some acreage. But when I pulled in and you go back, it's really cool. And it was fun. I had a great time. And
how does she break that up? Does she do it with different vegetables, different plants? Are there sections? And I know we might
She's just started and she has right now the things that she's currently growing. She has them fenced. A little fence around them so that her chickens and stuff won't get in and eat them before they get into the ground. Because right now they're in containers, and then she'll transfer into the ground. So
do we want to hit this piece?
I say let's hit the piece, and then we can go back over it. Now, something else I want to point out that they're going to be doing, which is my favorite part besides the question and answer, I think. there is going to be a couple token scavenger hunt tours where if you find any of these tokens, they are tokens that can be used at the LaPorte Farmers Market on Saturdays.
Oh my gosh, that's
which
killer.
Is so cool.
That
and I made the
great.
comment to the hospital, are you kidding? That is so much fun. Who doesn't love a scavenger hunt? I mean, honestly, again, that's so much fun. So I don't know really anything about
We'll find out.
where those are going to be, but
Saturday.
I will be in the front of the row, man. I love a scavenger hunt.
All right, I want to throw this out there. Mary's chatting about the Younger Life Plaza is at the corner of Lincoln Way and Monroe, which is State Road 4. Right across the street from that is the farmer's market.
That's where the farmer's market
is at. So it's a really cool
we spoke
area,
with Merle Marksman, who's the new director, and
sure.
he was awesome. And he, told us all about the farmer's market. Now it's going to be every Saturday through, I believe he said October 15th, roughly. And so I actually am hoping before I go to Dirt to Delicious to pop in there to meet him in person.
That'd be awesome.
Such a nice guy.
Pictures. Don't
Oh,
forget.
that's a great idea. I would
Please.
love to do that. I'd do that myself.
Camera crew,
I'm not
you need
great
to go back
with
over
selfie.
there.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be busy at the Dirt to Delicious, and I'm going to be there when it starts. But I thought I would love to meet Mr. Marksman in person. He was so great on the show, and again,
I spoke with him as you know before he jumped into what he was doing, and you could tell again another guy that has the passion and the love.
Oh, I was talking to Sasha about him too, because I had told her how he was actually on Friday when you were off.
Yes.
And I went there Friday evening, so I was telling her about him, and I said, he is fascinating to talk to because he has taken over the LaPorte Farmers Market, but I love his vision about it, trying to keep it to just a true farmers market. Keep it at food, and it was so interesting. And I was telling her he does all of these farmers markets in Illinois too, and she said I know. And he was worked in agriculture for 30 years.
Awesome.
I mean, it's just Department of Agriculture.
Sure,
we're talking,
I'm with you.
The guy, I don't know. I hope our community realizes what a jewel we snagged there. I mean, I think that's incredible. So I'm really excited about popping in there and seeing him too.
Speaking of popping, let's go out.
Let's do it.
Let's go on the road with our Mary Anthony Younger Life, Rick Federici, Mary Anthony, and Sasha G. Burns right here.
Yes, please.
Let's check it out. Thanks, Jackie.
So we're here at Sunkissed Organics with Sasha G. Burns, and we're talking about the Dirt to Delicious event coming up on Saturday, May 21st.
We're going to start off the day with a planting demo. So people are going to actually be able to come out, get their hands dirty, and we're going to have these nifty little color bowls that we're going to take, and we're going to plant our very own pizza gardens. Some chives, some basil, some oregano, everything you can use to flavor your pizza at home when you make it. Chop it right off of your own plants.
That's
Spice
awesome.
up your pizza with some fresh goodness. So we're going to take our container, and we have 10-inch color bowls is what we're using. We're going to put our soil in there. Everything is going to be free and provided, and then you're taking it home. So, don't leave them with me, by golly. Okay, so you got your soil in there. Okay, and then we got chives. We'll put them in on the side here. Chives are like in the onion family. So when you go to actually harvest those, you're just going to, snip them up and then mince them in, and it'll just give you a really nice onion flavor to it. That's not overpowering as if you put a whole onion in. This here is large leaf Italian basil. I use the Genovese variety just because it tastes better, I think, and it has a higher yield to it. We're gonna space them out so they're kind of even in like a triangle pattern.
Okay.
And that way they have enough room to grow.
How big do they get?
Oh, they'll fill this pot by the end of the summer.
They will, wow.
Yeah, and in here, okay, so then this is oregano, but in here, so the basil is the only one that's an annual. So if you keep this pot outside, as long as it has good drainage still, this will come back, your chives and your oregano, because those are both perennial.
Wow.
So they'll both come back for you. The only one you'll have to replace probably is the basil, and that's only if you have, where the water can drain freely from it. But it has a drainage hole in the bottom. So once you finish it up, you're gonna have it like this, and then you go to get your, your pizza or whatever you want to season. You can do heck, tomato sauce and stuff like that too. Your spaghetti. You just go and you clip it right off on the, the basil. You're gonna pull the leaves. You just pinch them right off and, slice them up. Same thing with the oregano. And yeah.
So we can use this all season.
All season long.
I love it.
The whole thing will be full, by the end of summer.
Yum, now I'm hungry.
But you can do anything as far as like container gardening. So like these are where I did the romaines.
Oh.
Okay, so I took romaines and I just put them into, you know, I just got these containers and, you know, drilled some holes in the bottom. It's just for drainage, and then I went and I plopped them in there, and these guys were really small when I put them in, and they filled out probably in the last couple weeks. You know, and then there's chives.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it turned out nice, and then you can harvest it and you got a salad to go. So you can do anything in containers, which is really awesome. So, and you can move it around, you know. So like lettuces, they can't handle like the extreme summer heat. So you just take it and move it to an east or a north facing exposure where there's not as much sun and it's shaded during the day, and it'll go all summer for you. Second, we're gonna do plot your spot. So a lot of people are intimidated by a new garden or just even starting a new space on their own. So we're gonna go and help them to break down what you need to do to get started, to plot it out, and that way you have the right tools up for you before you go out and pick out your plants and start planting stuff.
We've been planting a little garden for years, and I think I probably would find out that we've done it wrong.
It's a lot easier when you draw it up ahead of time, so you don't go to the store and end up with like a truckload of plants for like a spot that can handle a wheelbarrow load of plants.
Yeah. So this area right here is your own.
This is the start of it. So I have this section. I did strip gardens this year. There's some over on the other side by the grapes, and then over by the hogs.
Can you tell us why you choose a strip garden? I'm just
I do
curious.
strip garden because I do square foot gardening. So when you do that, you take as many plants as you can fit into an area. It's French intensive gardening. So what the idea is, you make it 4 foot wide because everybody can reach 2 foot. And by doing that, you're eliminating your need for real aisles. So I can reach in once the plants are growing, and I can grab from this side or from the opposite side without compacting my ground that much because I'm not really walking into it. It's pretty good stuff. And then the aisles, I can mow them, you know, and then as I mow the grass clippings, I let them go right into here. And then as the season goes on too, I'll go and I'll put my compost and all my, you know, manures and stuff from the animals, they'll go into that aisle. So then next spring when I till, I'll till that section, and then this will become the aisle. Yeah, so it will switch. It has a whole full year to recover before I go and pull everything from it again.
But what do you have planted? Could you tell us what you already have
now
in the ground?
It's just, I got romaine over in this section, and there's potatoes that are just getting ready to actually start popping over in that section. Along the hog panel over here is gonna be sugar snap peas that are probably getting ready to sprout too.
Really? Already?
Yeah, they go pretty fast.
The potatoes too? I didn't realize. I mean, I know I know potatoes go in earlier, but
well, because they can tolerate frost, so and peas too. So you put them in the ground, and then if there's a frost, you don't have to worry about it. They can.
I didn't know that about peas. I didn't realize the peas too could tolerate that.
Because peas don't like it when it gets hot, so you gotta grow them when it's cool still. Yeah.
So this garden that you're planting here, is this what you actually take to the farmers market?
Yes, everything I grow out here. So I usually do about 2,000 to 3,000 tomato plants, 75 varieties I put out here, all heirloom varieties. Summer squashes, I do usually about 3 varieties of winter squash because I co-op with 2 other farmers. We all do 3 varieties and then mix them together and separate out. And then beans will go in soon.
I'm curious about your tomatoes. Do you cage yours?
Nope, I stake them.
You do?
Every single one of them. Yeah. It takes usually July to September to stake.
How does it work? I mean,
I take like those furring strips and I cut them down. I make a point on them. And I do them, they're probably about waist high on me, and then I use old pantyhose, which I get my hands on as many as I can find, because pantyhose are synthetic, and because of their makeup to them, they actually pull the nitrogen when it lightnings out. So lightning puts off nitrogen that sits in the air, and because of pantyhose, whatever the deal is with them, it actually attracts it in and holds it close to the tomato plants, and that's why your tomato plants look awesome.
How in the world did you discover that?
I talked to a lot of old people. So,
my goodness, that's crazy.
They're full of wisdom. It's very exciting. I love cornering some, old gardeners, and I think they do have an amazing taste compared to, your grocery stores.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have some that I grow, they have peach fuzz to them, they're cool, the coolest thing ever. I have striped, I have white, I have black, I got solid green ones, I have green zebra, which is a green with yellow striping that has like a tangy taste to it. There's pineapple that has a citrus aftertaste to it. And then there's your standard Rutgers, which is a perfect canning tomato, all purpose. I can go and easily pick, just have a 10-foot row of them and have enough to do, a whole kitchen worth of canning just off of those guys. And the third session we're doing a third session, and that's just on how to keep your plants healthy and thriving in the garden too. And we're going to do a lot of question and answer there and help actually answer people's real garden problems. So this is yarrow growing here, and it's actually like kind of made itself, a wild crop here. You actually take the leaves to this and you'll mix them right in with your compost. It'll just kind of, like quick start your compost pile to where everything will break down really fast for you.
Is that specific to yarrow, or is that any kind of leaves?
Yarrow and tansy. So it'll bloom, and then, you know, I'll rip it out and, you know, throw it in the compost pile, you know, if the chickens don't eat it first.
And you have a beautiful farm.
Thank you.
All kinds of stuff. I've gotten to hold baby chicks and baby ducks and pet the hogs.
I have a petting zoo.
It's so much fun. It is so much fun. And so if anybody has questions about this really cool method of gardening, or about your animals, or any of the things that Sunkist Organics grows and sells and takes to the market, how can they get in touch with you?
They can either give me a call, it's 219-363-5176, or I have a Facebook page under Sunkist Organics, and they can track me down there or at the farmers market. So.
Okay, which is we
It's
just
in
actually
LaPorte,
spoke with
and it's 8 to 1 on Saturdays, corner of Monroe and Lincoln Way.
Now that to me was absolutely phenomenal. And I want to see more.
I
was glued to that
see
piece.
more of those baby chicks. They were so cute.
Oh my
The
gosh.
ducks and the goats. But, you know, really,
It's
isn't
so
she
funny.
amazing?
She's amazing. You guys are so cute.
Well, the pantyhose
You should have like
thing-
wine going there or something. I'm like,
I
this
said,
is
you know,
great.
right on the hog. How
There
fun
you
would
go.
that be?
How big was that hog? I wanted to ask you because I was staring at the screen.
Is the large hog, and he weighs, I think she said, over 300 pounds.
Wow. No
Enormous.
way.
And what's really cool is he has his tusks, like they don't clip them. So his, like, you know, like there's like
Where,
little tusks.
where do they come out of? The mouth?
Well, like his teeth. It's
Oh,
like
the
his teeth,
I
but they're
got
like
it.
big, like they like stick out, like a little sideways, like tusks. That's what they are. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
just, he's so cool. They were, and then the little one's name is Pork Chop. And I said, you know, he's so cute. I wonder if I could even pick him up. I mean, I wasn't going to try. I was afraid he'd bite me or something. And she said, I bet not. She said, he's way over 100 pounds, but he doesn't look it because he's so much smaller.
Those two little guys I just saw, the one was 300 pounds?
Yeah, he's a big fella. But I didn't think that the little one was that big or weighed that much, only because he's so much smaller than the big guy. But she said, yeah, he's at least 100 pounds.
He's a
I was
mama.
like, oh, yeah. And then we got to pet the billy goats, and they were
Are
really
those
cute.
pets, those hogs? Like pets, like you discussed?
The large one, Boris, is they actually use him like as I don't really know what the official term is. He's a stud pig where they will breed.
Oh,
he's
sure.
a breeding pig.
Sure,
He's
sure.
a male. So she said, and I did not know this either, you would never want to eat you would never want to eat. Mm-hmm. You know, you'd never slaughter him. And I said, why? I mean, he's huge. And she said, honestly, any not castrated male, the meat has a very different flavor. It's not something that we were used to and would not taste good. I said,
Wow,
I did not know that. I didn't either. And you
That's
know,
great educational tool
I know.
right there.
So I didn't know that.
She'd be awesome to have at school with the kids.
She's just so cool, I think. I really was fascinated by so much of what she had to say. But the pantyhose thing, you know, I do know that lightning storm, thunderstorms with lightning.
Sure.
Will increase your plant's growth. I didn't realize it was related to nitrogen. I didn't realize there was a way to kind of capture that. And she said those pantyhose. I mean, who in the world knows that?
That was
and
probably
she said
one of the
she learned
weirdest
that from
things
old
because-
farmers. I know. When she said
Right.
pantyhose, I was thinking, what in the world? What do you use a pantyhose for? To tie it? I was thinking,
How did they
it
tie
would
that on?
damage
Did they show it here? I was
we
back
didn't.
and forth.
She didn't show it. She just said instead of cage, you know, a lot of tomatoes you put cages around so they can, because they get heavy, they get tall, and then those tomato
they
plants
fall
can fall
over,
over.
yes.
So you cage them, and I asked her if she cages hers, and she said no, she uses stakes, and she puts, but it takes months because she said it's a lengthy process, but she stakes into the ground and then wraps a pantyhose around them to help
Wow.
secure them. So I was thinking initially pantyhose, because they're so pliable, would maybe not damage the plants. However, that was not the reason. It helps their
Could you
makeup.
reuse the pantyhose then at that point?
I don't know that you would want to. I don't know that you'd want to. It's funny. Anyway, she was just so cool. Again, thank you so much to her for having us out to Sunkist Organics. That was a great time.
So you went out to Sunkist Organics now at the big event Dirt to Delicious this
That's
Saturday,
right.
Saturday, May 21st on the front lawn of LaPorte Hospital. Sasha G. Burns, you will be there. How is that going to work? So she's going to actually speak?
Oh, she
and
will be the
chat?
one.
She's the
It will
moderator?
be. Well, it's in different sections from what I
Right.
gather now. Again, I haven't previously gone, so
Okay.
it's going to be set up in different sections. There will be a bookmobile there again for like games and story time.
Absolutely.
The mobile library for children. There's going to be these a couple token scavenger hunts. Again, more games. How fun. And those tokens are for to use to purchase items at the farmer's market. And then Sasha will be doing 3 sections or 3 pieces, 3 parts. The plot your spot, like I was saying, is not the hands-on demo. The hands-on demo is the one where you're going to be making that little pizza garden thing, and that plant, it smelled amazing, by the way. So she was showing us exactly what you're going to be making. That's what the little clip was.
What does it smell like?
The basil is amazing.
I'm a basil kid, but you're a basil. You love basil.
I love basil. I think I do. I think basil
Fresh.
just adds, it adds such a freshness to everything.
Nice aroma.
Yeah. Well, so when she's potting this stuff up, I was leaning over saying, that smells so good. It smells delicious. And what I love is she said those plants will grow throughout the season. You keep them in this pot. Anytime you want to use any of those little spices or herbs, you just clip them and clip some off the top and use it. It's fresh and it just stays in your house.
That's what I want to learn how to do.
That's what she was. That's what they're going to be making.
What do you and Jeremy with the children or your family? What do you kind of grow? I mean, and I know
we grow the basics. We grow green beans.
Okay.
My kids love to pick them and eat them. We grow sugar snap peas. My kids love to pick them and eat them.
Nice.
We grow tomatoes. I
love tomatoes.
Yeah, I love tomatoes, and a couple of the kids like tomatoes. A couple don't. So, but we still grow those. We grow cucumbers because everybody in the house loves cucumbers.
I love cucumbers,
and you wash them, and I mean they eat beans and peas without even being washed. But like the cucumbers, they sit in the dirt a lot of times and they're sprawling out. So we rinse them and slice them, and that's
got to be
so
heaven
good.
on earth.
They're so good. We've tried carrots, but you're supposed to. If you plant them from seeds, they come up, they look like grass a little bit. You're supposed to weed them out so that they have room to grow.
Sure.
And apparently I've never gotten the hang of that because our carrots will grow and they're like a long little skinny thing and they look terrible.
Okay, so there's your question.
But it's funny. My kids will eat that and say,
I know exactly what you're talking about. The
like
little skinny mini toothpick.
It looks like a toothpick.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So
I know
apparently
exactly
I don't
what
have
you're
the
talking
weeding down. And nobody else in the family likes onions except me. I've planted onions before.
Could eat onions all the time.
Yeah, but I typically don't plant those anymore just because I'm the only one that eats them. So.
Here's a question from a listener. Are the kids doing pizza gardening?
Well, I think that is the hands-on. And honestly,
Jackie, I'm going to pull that thing up, but go ahead.
There's no age restriction that I know of. So I'm not sure exactly.
It's got live cooking demonstrations, mobile library on site, getting down and dirty, plot your spot, let us help you grow, giveaways and much more, free pickle kits. So I'm just going to dump that right now. I don't know. That is a great question. Can we find that out?
You know what? Let me send it.
Maybe one of the executive producers over at Studio B, not our Jackie, can find out and text one of us while we're here live on Younger Life. And find out. So the question was, are the kids doing that pizza gardening? Which I think would be great. So I'm assuming that we're using toppings for gardening.
Well, those are the herbs that she's planting in there.
That's
and
awesome.
That she showed us in the clips. So.
See, and how long would it take for, I'll use basil. I love basil, but I mean, just some of those different spices, do they take months to grow?
Oh, no, it's already grown. I mean, you can start that day. They're just small because she's giving you the plants.
Oh, so my gosh.
They come small, they're like this. And so when they plant them in this thing, then they're just going to grow. But you could start snipping them that day. You're just pulling off a couple leaves or snipping. It's crazy. That's what I said. So you could go home that day and the theory is obviously if you wanted to make your own little pizzas.
Are you going to try the pickle?
I would love to try. I've never pickled anything.
Can we potentially do some here at the Younger Life, lab?
I would love to.
I'm just
Why
say
not?
The Younger Life. You do whatever you want.
Let's do it. Well, I mean, what's funny is I think it would be interesting to see that if you and I could do this, anyone could do this because we are not doctors and we are not gardeners. I love to try everything, you know? So I would love that. Now as much as I love pickles, like I said, I've never actually pickled. My husband's grandfather, who's passed away now, but used to pickle lots of stuff. So Jeremy likes a lot of pickled things. I just like good old pickles.
Okay, so explain.
Pickled
what?
green.
What do you do when you pickle something?
Well,
I've heard the terminology all my life.
Well, when Jackie was, on our check-in Mondays, last time she was here, she mentioned that pickling is just like the way you can it.
Okay, Jackie, if you're listening right now to Younger Life, can you please call the Star VIP hotline brought to you by LaPorte Hospital?
She said it's very easy. But my father-in-law used to make like pickled green beans, and my grandfather-in-law.
Jackie is listening. She's at work. That was her ding. Guys, we can do this on Monday. I have everything.
Sweet. What do you need us to bring, Jackie?
Jackie, since you could. This is Jackie right here. Since Jackie is listening, but at work, what do we need to bring in?
Just tell us what we need.
Live call in live if you have questions. 219-861-1632.
It's going to be a really cool event. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm so thankful that the weather seems right now like it's going to be cooperative.
I love this.
I do too. I think it's awesome, and always looking for better ways to find balance and younger, longer kind of thing. And what better way than getting our hands in the dirt? I love it. So I'm excited.
I will make sure that we could actually do like the science projects of yesterday. Now I'm going to date myself because you're way younger than I, but we could do like a science project. I've got this. She says, don't you guys worry about a thing.
Sweet.
I'll take that all day there, young Jackie. Thank you.
That sounds great.
I love that. But we could maybe like say pickler, we could do like different, like little signage, like you were doing a science project.
Sweet.
I'm excited.
I love it. I love stuff like that.
I want to do this at my house.
Hey, still on Monday, I wanted to do our game that we didn't get to play last time because of the rain.
Okay, wait a minute here. You're going to try to stick the bouncy game in there? Yeah. Did you tell our staff?
I didn't. I haven't told anybody.
Did you tell now is Sanders back? We don't even know. I think so. If not, we've got Jackie.
Yes.
Listen, Jackie said that she would participate on what you were going to put us out there. But you can't look as good as you look every day. You got to wear jeans. She's all decked out. Do you notice how she's decked out?
I know, she always looks so cute.
She's great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
anyway. So hopefully, if the weather cooperates, I'd like to be able to have our little race.
It's going to be awesome. And if you think that you're going to beat me in a race.
I am so going to beat you.
She is. She's like, I want to kick his butt.
That's right. I love it.
So are we going to have a tech team out there with you Saturday so we can play that
They're going to be there. Yes, I'd like to get what I'd like to do because, the hospital really, they partner with so many cool partners, but they have so many cool events that I feel like, although it's out there, we don't really hear them or we don't focus in on it enough. So you and I spend a lot of time kind of talking about these events and promoting coming up to it.
Sure.
I think it would be awesome to film some of it and show that. To say, hey, this is what we've been talking about, and now it's...
I'll give you a great example. That's a 3-hour event on Saturday. That should be 3 1-hour segments of Younger Life. That'd be killer.
Absolutely, to at least get a whole 1-hour episode out of that to show all these different components. You could have
cool. All the mini workshops could be Younger Life.
I think it's so neat.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we never plant our garden early. I know a lot of people have their gardens in. We typically don't because we wait till school's out. It's just easier, and the kids love to do it.
Question for Mary Anthony. Mary Anthony, are you accepting questions for Ask the Pharmacist?
I am. Yes,
Thank
please.
you.
Let me grab a pen. I've already compiled a small list of ones we didn't get to last time, and any that have come in the
You want me to tell you what the question is?
Yes. Let me grab. Actually,
All right. So we've got Ask the Pharmacist coming up on Younger Life. That is tomorrow. Actually. So here's the question: when it comes to the sun. In spring and summer, can someone please explain the best use of aloe vera? The aloe vera, which is, a lot of us use that, especially us with fair skin that have our skin checked every 6 months for cancer and stuff and freckles. But you should really use suntan lotion no matter what.
Black,
the other
you mean
question
suntan black.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Not only the block, but, the last time we had asked the pharmacist, that question came up about using bottles from the year before or suntan block. I really, really want to hone in on that because that came through twice again this week. 2 different listeners asking, okay, we really want to be sure on this because I'm that kind of guy. I'll chalk the stuff. I just get rid of it, chuck it in the garbage. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Okay.
But so, there's some stuff there.
I'll put that, back on the list.
And by the way, do you ask me on Monday if I've been jump roping every day since I was doing it for 10 minutes?
You told me that you were.
I am.
I think that's awesome.
I've been doing it.
And remember, because I said I was not really doing that. I was doing the Just Sweat, the 3 for the first day, and then now we just more or less dance to the radio. But I really want to do the one when you're doing it on the game.
Yes.
It's so much more intense than just dancing.
My daughter Devin, when she does it with her friends or she does it by herself, it is, like you just said, intense. I can't believe the sweat she breaks. I mean, she is just like rocking it hard.
And you are, and that's why it's fun. And when you set it up for that, you can set it up for 3 songs. That's why I like that, and it will choose them, so you're not wasting time doing that. They just play them, boom, boom, boom. And
how did that go?
Kind of, boom, 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 boom. And you're kind of just, it's
YoungerLife, boom, boom, boom. All right, so we've got that Ask the Pharmacist tomorrow. Now I know we've got our 3Bs back in on Monday. That's Jenny, Jackie, Dwayne. Going to talk to them about how things are going for them on that type of fit. In the meantime, if you want to check out the website, YoungerLife.org, YouTube.com, thanks to Jackie, our executive producer, of course, and man, was that a great piece. I would have loved to have seen more of Sasha G. Burns.
Oh, she's awesome.
And it's going to be great because you can see her
live.
live.
And she said she's going to be at the farmer's market too.
Good.
Obviously, I'm assuming not this Saturday just due to doing the Dirt to Delicious, but otherwise, you know what? She said people even stop her in the grocery store and ask her questions.
Good.
So she's awesome.
She should be a regular all summer, just so you know.
I think won't have time for it. So she's crazy busy. Yeah, she's just awesome.
All right. Well, thank you for your time today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Rick Federici.
I'm Mary Anthony.
Real quick, we just got a response. What was that? You got 40
About
seconds.
the pizza gardening and kids. It says it is intended for kids.
Okay, so pizza gardening is intended for kids. This Saturday, Dirt to Delicious on the front lawn of LaPorte Hospital.
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come on out.
It's 1007 Lincoln Way. And stop by, have some fun. Check out Sasha, Mary, all the great workshops.
It's going to be great.
Awesome.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company station.
CBS News, I'm Steve Kathan. The global hashtag Bring Back Our Girls is surfacing again with word that one of the more than 200 girls kidnapped by a terror group in Nigeria 2 years ago has been found in a remote northeastern part of the country. CBS's Sarah Carter.
She has been reunited with her mother. We understand that she has a young baby, that she's breastfeeding, that she's roughly 19 years of age, and that she's with the army, the Nigerian army right now being debriefed.
She and the other girls were seized by the terror group called Boko Haram. CBS's Deborah Patta in Johannesburg.
She was found on the edges of the Zambeza forest, which is where Boko Haram